My name is Ron Murphy. I was born and raised in Norwood, so my parents lived here. I think, pretty sure they moved here in 1960. I have lived in Norwood 56 years. Early on, my mother had a passion for giving back, so I would help her deliver Meals on Wheels back in the day. In high school, I was part of the Teenage Institute, which was teenagers that kind of gave back in their communities. And she would drop me off at Stepping Stones in the summer for 6 weeks in Indian Hill, and I would volunteer there. And then at one point I just got into, I had some friends who were involved in civic service, so fire and police essentially, and I got a job at the Gulf Manor Police Department as a dispatcher. And they all became full-time firemen and policemen. They were both dispatchers there, and they encouraged me to become a policeman. So I worked at the police department a little over 26 years. I retired in 2022, and now I work for the Hamilton County Sheriff's. Being on the police department, near the end of my career, I was in an administrative position. And we were the first full-time body cam police department in Hamilton County. And it was an amazing thing to see because a lot of the clamoring around the nation was for the police to be transparent. And what I noticed, it was really making the citizenry more transparent. So the police, I mean, we have our share of mistakes and everything, but it let people see what we had to deal with on a daily basis, and that most interactions, were fine, perfectly good interactions. And when they weren't, it was usually the other end, not the police. But that was nice to be involved in that we had the foresight, again, to be, body cam wearing full time with our officers, because we should be transparent. The police department should be transparent. I absolutely love everything about Norwood. I love the location. It seems like you can be anywhere in the city in 15 or 20 minutes. I would tell people it's like Mayberry. I mean, it was the greatest city ever. We had so many parks. We had 6 different elementary schools you could attend. I love the feeling of community, the sense of community, and the fact that we stand alone. I mean, we're surrounded by Cincinnati and all these other villages, and we're very special in that regard to have our own police and fire department and council and mayor and things like that. So, and not be beholden to these other jurisdictions. We still, I think, are kind of looked down upon by other places in Hamilton County. I don't think they respect us as much as I would like them to. And sometimes I think we learn to settle as a community. There are things that, we should demand. So I think we should stand up for ourselves more. So I dislike that like I said, I don't think we're getting our fair shake. The thing I would probably like to see most happen in Norwood is bringing our single-family owner-occupied housing up to a higher level. Norwood at one time, I think it was just very, very economical for people to buy housing and rent it out. I have no problem with housing rental, but there are very affordable houses in Norwood. And if your neighborhood wants to be better, it starts with families staying in there and having a stable neighborhood. And the resiliency that Norwood's shown over the years. I mean, it's cliche to say like a phoenix rising, but there were a lot of people who thought that we would not make it, and we have made it. And like I said, the future just looks brighter and brighter. The reason I guess I got into police work and why I continue to do it is just service. I mean, some people say, oh, it's cliche to say, oh, protect and serve, but I think it goes back to, again, my mother. I mean, she just always instilled that. I mean, and I like helping people.